Normally I dub my audio in after the fact and just show you guys the good parts, and well, I'll show you the crash and stuff too, but so you guys can see what I'm talking about. This is my Proline access body. You might have seen it when I got it. Never mind the paint. Don't worry about the paint. I did that for the video. If you guys saw the video on it, remember I told you I rushed the dry times and everything. Once the sun set, it was all over. But I painted it anyway, so of course all the paint flaked out. Now I did wash it, but oh, and the white paint I used was like 10 years old. The white backer paint, so that kind of stuck to everything and sucked it off. I wanted to show you guys. This body is made out of a much thinner plastic. It's a race body. It's made by Proline for, I'm sure, racing. It's super thin, and if you guys watched the other video when I got it, you saw how easy it is to cut. But I want you to notice that the shape of the body right here, and then the shape of the original body right here. Now, if you'll notice, the original bodies are hard as a rock. They really are. The new body is squishy. That's the difference in the plastic. Now, I honestly thought that because this body is really rigid and has this support going from the back of the cab down to the shock covers, I guess that's what those are, shock wells. Since it has that support and it's so rigid, I thought it formed, you know, like an arch from the body mounts here to the cab, then back down to the body mounts back here. I thought it formed a small, strong arch. So when you land on your lid, you know, it protects the vehicle. And I also thought that that would distribute the load when you have a front impact or some sort of impact where you land on that shock tower, that it, because it's such a strong, rigid body with the arch, that it would distribute the energy from this shock tower to this shock tower. So they're both distributing the load even though you just landed on that one. They're both sharing the load even though you just landed on that one. So all that being said, I actually thought this body, we were just going to trash it because it's a race body. It's super thin. It's designed for racing. It's designed to be light and aerodynamic. Oh, we'll get into the aerodynamics in a minute. But I honestly thought because there's no support from here to here, there is the small beam, but there's no direct support, so you don't actually see that arch. I thought that it was going to be a problem. I thought it was going to cause us to start breaking shock towers because when you hit a front impact or have something happen here, that because there's no arch in between, that this one wouldn't share the load. That being said, I am so wrong. The soft flexible body actually, when it lands on its lid, it's squishy. It absorbs the energy as it crushes before your shock towers ever hit the ground. And the same thing on the nose impact. When it lands on the nose, it crushes in, and if you'll notice, there's no fractures. On all the Losi bodies, well, that one's duct taped up. You see that one's missing the chunk, but they fracture on both sides. That one's duct taped up. And of course the stock body, it just exploded about an hour after I had it. Yep, I slammed into something and it just exploded, the whole front end. I called the hobby shop because I couldn't believe it was polycarbonate, the way it shattered. And it was warm outside. But anyway, before I start rambling, this body performs so much better than I thought it was going to. And I don't mean to just rave about Proline. I'm not compensated or anything. I mean, I just like Proline. I grew up on Losi and Proline. But it being a race body, I thought it wouldn't hold up to what we do because, you know, we're not on carpet. If you've seen our other videos, you know what I'm talking about. There'll be some in this video, as a matter of fact. We'll show you what we do. But this thing has been abused. And remember, this vehicle likes to stand up and slide backwards across the concrete. And that folds the tail back against the body repeatedly, again and again. So I do have some orange duct tape that reinforce these. But if you'll notice, the body isn't torn. It's just the tail. The body itself, the corners aren't fractured like the stock bodies do, the Losi bodies. It's it's held up well, and I think it's actually being so flexible. It's absorbing so much energy from the impacts that I'm breaking less parts. I really feel like I am. But it performed really well. Now, aerodynamics. I didn't think it mattered, but this thing flies so well. It's flat now. When you leave the when you leave the lip, you have control over how it flies, and you can actually, you're not just changing the attitude of, the pitch of the nose. It's actually going that direction. If you nose down, it will nose down and go. If you nose up, it will nose up and stall. So you can actually, I don't remember what it's called. I don't, scrubbing. Oh, yeah, you can scrub off speed if you parachute, just stand it up and then hopefully bring the nose down in time. Remember, it's two-wheel drive, but it really sails. You can get a lot of distance if you keep it flat. If you nose down, you can just shoot straight down to the landing. But we had a lot of fun jumping it and trying out the aerodynamics, because once we started hitting the jumps on our track, we realized it was flying so much better that we just had to bring out the big ramps. So we'll let you see that in a minute. But all in all, I would say this isn't just a race body. Because of the pliable material and I guess the overall shape of it, I would say it's great for what we're doing, which is still track, but it's not carpet or anything. We've had no problems out of it. Like I say, we just tore those corners. Um, but other than that, I guess I'll show you guys something cool. More. More birds. Bunches.